No, I tell dear colleagues, esteemed members of football family, I am delighted to be together with you here in Antalya for this prestigious international event, which is held once in every 3 years. I worked at different countries and clubs during my 40-year coaching career, but Turkey always meant a lot for me. Because of the historic achievements I had with Galatasaray and Beşiktaş, and the big passion for football in this country, I put Turkey in a special place on my heart. While working in Turkey, I established connections with many sporting personalities, and thanks to such a friendship, I accepted to be the coach of Turkey last August. I feel privileged to be one of the 3 foreign coaches who worked in this honorable position in the last 28 years. I am aware of the big responsibility that I shouldered. As you all know, we failed to reach this year's World Cup finals. There are many underlying reasons. However, the main question is the following. Despite the changes in coaches, why Turkey couldn't be a regular participant of major international tournaments? It was obvious that the generation of players in the national team required a restructuring after the Euro 2016 finals. The process for gradually replacing players who successfully served the national team with young and talented ones must have been started. I was predestinated to continue the project launched by Fatih Terim. Without a doubt, such a move would oblige us to take risks, as time was limited to adapt players to the national team and bring them to the level of competitive international football. There has been a considerable rise in the technical level of Turkish Super League, with the transfers of many top-level players, thanks to the big investments made by the clubs over the last few years. I can even relate Beşiktaş's remarkable success in UEFA Champions League with this. We have watched plenty of entertaining and challenging matches. The 44% increase in average per game attendance in Super League compared to last season is an indicator of this. In addition to this, to see that more Super League matches reaching to a wider European audience, thanks to the live broadcasts, has been a vast contribution to the image of Turkish football in the world. Despite all those positive developments, unfortunately, we can't see a similar enthusiasm to encourage young players who constitute the future of Turkish football. I would like to share some striking facts with you after the analysis conducted in 31 European national leagues by the International Center for Sports Studies, CS, an organization which has organic ties with FIFA. Turkey is ranked at the bottom with an average number of 2.7 when it comes to the players being promoted to a club's senior team squad from youth setup. When we look at the percentage of minutes by players who have been in the employer club for at least 3 seasons between the age of 15 and 21, Turkey ranked the last with a 3.2 figure. When you examine the ranking showing the average age of players who was fielded in the concerned leagues, Turkey is the oldest league with a figure of 28.7 years. All these statistics also show us the majority of our club do not follow a long-term transfer strategy. Dear friends, as coaches, we do the most difficult job. I don't think there is a harder job out there. And I'm mostly referring to the impact it has on your mind, the patience that is required, and the fact that you constantly go through a variety of feelings. I am aware that coaches working in our leagues are under a big pressure. 10 Super League teams have changed their coaches this season so far, whereas in First Division, just 5 teams continue with the same coach who they began the season with. The frequent coaching changes also speed up the player circulation, making a negative impact on the game's quality. Another CS study on Turkey shows that an average time spent by a player in the same club is a mere 1.4 years. A country like Turkey, where the public follows football very closely and attaches a big importance to the game, where there is a substantial mass media interest, where the most modern stadiums of Europe are being constructed with a state-led project, where the revenue from TV rights hit record-breaking high, should in exchange to be able to produce players who can show a high-level performance on the international front. When we put those qualities I mentioned in one pot, we would not be wrong to place Turkey just below the top 5 leagues of Europe. For me, it's 6th place. It's after Premier League, Liga, Serie A, Bundesliga, and League N. Turkey is the 6th. All these kind of things that I mentioned here. However, as far as the game quality and playing style is concerned, Turkey is moving somewhere between 9th and 11th position. Turkey is absolutely performing under its potential and certainly deserves to do better. A solution is needed. It would be a big mistake to expect to reach different outcomes by doing the same things. We all seek to get the results that will make us happy. Nevertheless, during my conversation with club president as Turkey coach, I care to give them advices about planning the future too. According to the official figures, the debts of Turkey's 4 big clubs are over 7 billion Turkish liras, 1.5 billion euro. Now, while some teams who had glorious days in the past are in danger of dissolution, some others are on the brink of losing their players due to financial problems. Really, what are we waiting for to return to our roots? Focusing on young players or investing in the improvement of youth facilities will dramatically contribute to the long-term economic sustainability for the clubs. I diligently continue to work with my crew in parallel to my area of responsibility. However, when it comes to building a new national team generation, we can't be successful without your support. I openly ask help from all coaches working in our leagues on encouraging young Turkish players. We should take steps to facilitate healthier competition for them with foreign players and to boost their self-confidence. There is no doubt that every individual in this room wants to see a successful Turkish national team. The present-day conditions and the busy international match calendar limits the time we spend with such players. We need your knowledge and support at this point. Besides, we may bring some regulation changes with a common agreement. For example, having at least one under-21 player eligible for Turkish national team in league match squads. Other countries did the same thing and with benefit. In Turkish, under 21 national team, we don't have a player except Ertuğrul Ersoy, who is playing regularly at their teams. According to a report published by CS last month, where they analyzed the profile of national teams who qualified for 2018 World Cup finals, they reached the following conclusion. Having a significant number of footballers regularly playing in the most competitive leagues and clubs is a determining factor for success. In that regard, we should welcome Cenk Tosun's transfer to Everton. I believe he will be an inspiration for all other young Turkish players that it's possible to be transferred to bigger European clubs by making a good impact in the national championship and European club competitions. When I said that young players shouldn't go to Europe prematurely, I meant they should better wait to go stronger if there is a danger of sitting on the substitutes bench or getting limited minutes. We all know how talented Turkish players are. We recognize their technical capacity. On numerous occasions, I believe in the potential of Turkish footballers. I clearly remember the number of Turkish players I had in the achievements I made with Galatasaray and Beşiktaş. Many players from the national championship were members of Turkey's 2002 World Cup squad when they came third in this competition. Thanks to their success with Turkish clubs, Galatasaray reached quarterfinals UEFA Champions League and winning UEFA Super Cup. Several winning UEFA Cup. Several key Turkish players had signed for big European clubs and were an integral part of their teams, giving them the possibility to contribute to the success of the national team. Building a new team is not an easy task. It took 12 years for Bobby Robson to win the UEFA Cup with Ipswich Town. Fatih Terim needed 5 years to guide Galatasaray to the same trophies, and so do I with Shakhtar. There is no doubt that this process can be accelerated. This will be possible with your support and efforts. We hope to get it from you for our UEFA Nations League and Euro 2020 qualifying campaigns. We have a very good young generation of players. They only need the motivation and experience. They must be convinced that they can develop as quality players. At least give them the opportunity to showcase their talents when you guarantee the result of your league or cup games, not to change strangers. I won many trophies throughout my career, but I never became a slave of them. None of them gave me the same type of joy when I see the players who I contributed to their discovery and development making a major progress in their careers. I very much wish all of you to have these feelings. I hope you see my efforts to engage dialogue with clubs and coaches and understand how seriously I tackle this matter. Please don't forget that we are a family, that our doors are fully open when you want to come together. I am sure you have ideas to share with us for bringing goodness for Turkish football. I wish all participating coaches the best of luck in their careers and hope to meet with our guests in another occasion. Thank you very much.
Sayın LUCESCU'ya çok teşekkür ediyoruz. Thank you very much, Mr. LUCESCU. Ve hediyelerini vermek üzere Sayın İsmail Dilber'i davet ediyorum. Please welcome. For the present. Evet, Sayın LUCESCU gerçekten sayılarla enteresan saptamalarda bulundu. Tesisleşme konusunda Avrupa'da 1 numarada olan bir ülke, yaklaşık 2 milyar liralık bütçesiyle Avrupa'da 6. büyük futbol ekonomisine sahip olan bir ülke.